always felt like my vision lived bigger than a bigger picture. Crazy how you gotta wait until it's dark out to see who really with you. Crazy how even when it miss you, shit'll come back around and get you. Crazy like all my niggas. Crazy like all my niggas. Yeah. Remember I deleted all my other girls' numbers out the phone for you. Remember when you had to take the bar exam, I drove in the snow for you. Yeah, you probably don't remember half the shit.
Hide on the set. Funny Marco. Hey, hey, quiet on the set.
My name is Artishasparkle, if you don't know already, and you can follow me on all the socials. Welcome back to Live Talk. It's your girl, Jazmin Lauren. Make sure you guys follow her on all socials. And we back at it again on this beautiful Friday. Jazz had a whole introduction that she wanted to
do.
So go ahead, do your introduction, girl.
I was quiet on the set, but I don't know if I'll yell it or not because I don't be on set, so I don't know.
Yeah, you got to be like quiet on the set.
Oh, quiet on the set.
So yeah, that's part of today's topic. I have not watched the documentary. Have you?
Bits and pieces of it on TikTok.
It's a piece. Okay, so tell me what all you know about Quiet on the Set, the new documentary that just released on Netflix, right?
No, I wish it was on Netflix. That's why I can't watch it because I'm not buying no more subscriptions.
Where's it on?
I don't know, like Max or something like that, girl. I don't know. I'm not paying for no more subscriptions. Netflix,
I know that's right. Me neither.
No more. So
yeah, TikTok, it's on Max.
Yeah, it's on Max. So it's about Drake Bell and Amanda Bynes and a lot of the Nickelodeon cast, the children cast at the time, of course, and the things that they went through with what's his name? That Dan
Schneider.
Yeah, Dan Schneider and some guy named Brian, or I think it was Brian.
Yeah,
Bell.
I'm a little confused. So I'm like, is it both of them?
Yeah, it was like two of them that they're coming out and saying like basically that
the dark side of kids TV. Is this it?
Yeah, that one right there. Yeah.
Okay.
So basically, it's a documentary about Drake Bell exposing Dan Schneider and all the
that Drake Bell right here.
That big fellow right there. That
wow.
the extra large man.
Hear you.
Oh, right there. Wait, that's Drake and the other guy, Drake and Josh. That was the show.
Drake and Josh. Did you watch it? See, Nickelodeon. I wasn't a Nickelodeon girl. I was more a Disney girl, and barely even watched Disney until I fell in love with Allen Iverson. So.
Of course, Allen Iverson would give you a shout out. So if you have
shout out to AI, the original AI. So Drake and Josh and probably the last sitcom that I watched on Nickelodeon was maybe All That, and not really even watched all that like that. Did you watch it?
Of course. What was a childhood without all that? Without all that stuff? Literally, no pun.
So. I'm trying to look up and see the grungy stuff that they had Ariana Grande doing.
Had her, and I remember watching these episodes in real time. I remember there was a time where she was like on a bed and she's like, I'm so thirsty, with that really like soft, childish voice that she has. And she leans back and she gets a bottle of water and she's like pouring it on her neck, and then she puts her toes in her mouth and then she puts her finger in her throat. Yeah, there you go, right there. I remember seeing that and I was like, what?
You do?
Uh-huh. I remember that. And then she was like jerking off a potato or something. Yeah. I remember. She was like, potato. Like, I remember that. Oh, there it is. There it is.
I actually watched it in real life time.
I watched it at that
time. As a kid, what was going through your brain? Was you like
I even knew it was wrong as a kid. Like I was like, wait, that's not funny. You know, like even the cartoons nowadays with all these subliminals, they're not even subliminals anymore. They literally have cartoons speaking crazy nowadays. And I'll watch my nephews and stuff watching. I'm like, to my sister, like, why is the kids watching that? Like, did you just not hear what they said on there? You know, so there's no like hiding anymore. Like these ones were subliminals back in the day. Now it's like full blown.
Wow, it's so crazy. My niece was watching got Googly Bear or something like that. And
Uh-huh.
it was gruesome. It was cartoon, but it was extremely gruesome.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, you're like, let the kids have fun. So she watching it on a little iPad. And I'm like, wait a minute. What is that? What is it about? And she was like, oh, the guy come in with the knife, kills repeatedly. Yes.
What?
The mom, the mother is screaming hysterically. She's like it was gruesome. And I was like, where did you get this from? I was like, and you could tell like she's like watching, but I'm like, it just because it's cartoon don't mean
Don't make
it's
it
for
okay.
kids, yeah. And she's like, oh, she learned it from somebody from school, and she wears the little backpack and the little stuffed animals.
Really?
And I was telling, my other family members about this, and I'm like, I don't think that she should be watching that because that is crazy. I'm like, just because you think it's cartoon don't mean it's appropriate for children. They don't even set the time out to realize like, wait a minute, what's going on here? But that whole setup, I'm like, this is not no cute friendly cartoon. Like, you don't want to change this.
No.
What the heck?
And they don't. It's like the cartoons nowadays have like they're I don't know. If cartoons ain't cartoons anymore. They're just animated movies at this point.
Adults.
Mm-hmm.
Adults that haven't grown out of childhood, basically.
Basically. Yep.
All right,
But
so what else did you know about the let me
um
add these banners
so
on
basically,
here.
we're saying, like Amanda Bynes, for example, look how she has turned out. She has turned out to be like what they say, like she's crazy, she lost her mind. But the stuff that she endured with this Dan Schneider guy, she was his favorite. Like literally, even the adults that are doing the documentary are like, I would always see her hugging him, and I always see him like with his arm around her waist and this and that, and it's just like this is the young girl. Supposedly,
Yeah.
she allegedly says that she was pregnant at 13 by her own boss, which was Dan Schneider, and she had to have an abortion at 13.
What?
Girl, you're missing out. You're not watching. Like, she been said it before this
Cool.
documentary came out. She had posted on Twitter that imagine being impregnated by your boss at 13 and having to have an abortion and your father touching you as well. This is what she had said on her Twitter, allegedly, but it was on her Twitter. And
I believe it. Yeah, I do see it.
yeah. And so they said that that's why she's been so messed up. And that's why she has turned out the way she has. She's traumatized. She's went through so much. Drake Bell said that this Brian guy, whatever his name is, would look for reasons to control him and be able to pick him up and take him back and forth to set. Because the guy Drake's mom didn't want to drive to LA. And he would have to stay over the guy's house because it was late to drive him home. And one day he was sleeping on the couch and he wakes up to this guy sexually assaulting him. And he said, and from that point, he says, what am I going to do? Am I going to run out? I don't have a car. Am I going to call my mom and say, hey, mom, this guy did this, pick me up?
Yeah.
So he said, he just kept it a secret and it got worse and worse. And they said, what sexual things did he do? And he just got really uncomfortable during the interview. And he said, imagine the worst thing you can do to someone sexually. That's what they did. And he was like, this is over a period of years. That is
Oh my
happening.
gosh. So what did the producers of that documentary decided to reach out to him, or is this him just coming out about it on his own?
I don't know. I don't know what it was. I think maybe he came up with it on his own, or maybe like
Mhm.
maybe everybody got together with Nickelodeon and was like, let's do a doc. I don't know, but I think it's his.
Mhm.
I think.
Mm.
Yeah.
Okay. That's crazy. Sorry to hear that. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, a lot of the parents I know years ago, my parents, they was like, oh, we sign you up to one of the top modeling agencies. I think it was like Wilhelmina.
Oh
And,
wow.
yes. And so this, of course, a long time ago. And they were saying that the people would say, like, you don't have like control over your child. Like your child is in work mode. And they was telling them like, if your child is crying or anything, we're gonna have a nanny on set, so you won't be there at all. When the child is in work mode, they don't allow parents to be there.
Yeah.
And then I remember my parents was like, oh hell no, like we're not doing that. And for years I'm like, why would y'all not like Lee has to been work famous, model or whatever, TV star. And they said no. Now looking back, I'm like, oh, well, this was what was going down to a
Yeah.
lot of the kids. Like I can imagine. Yeah, the abuse
A
that they
lot
did.
of parents know what goes on, but for the money and for the fame, they sell the child's soul to the industry.
Sad.
It's sad. I've seen it in person from people I personally run into that she's like, I met
Mm,
a girl at Target and she was like, oh, my son does modeling. He does it for so and so. And I was like, oh, that's cool. And his dad is the model and he's big time model. And he was sexually assaulted himself, the father, during his career
yeah.
as an adult
Okay.
male model, right? As an
Mhm.
adult. He's been approached by many times sexual assault and he was being like harassed and whatever. And, as a man by other men, grown men. So he was against the son being a model because he knows what it entails. And so she's telling me this. And at the same time, she tells me, and I said, okay, so why would you put your son in modeling? And then she's like, oh, it's fine. Like, I'm not going to say the actual store, but she's like, oh, he models for this store here. And, I don't mind it. Like, they take him to the back and they dress him up and everything like that. I'm like, and you're not there? She's like, no, they don't let us be there. Why won't they allow the parents to be in the dressing room
It's
with their,
questionable.
which is what you had just said, that they have a nanny that takes care of all that? Why can't the parents be in there?
Why can't the parents be there? Their excuses, oh, the parents is a distraction for the kid. When they see their parents, they're gonna cry and not want to be in work mode because obviously the child is contracted out and is a working star now.
Right.
So it's like we invested in this and we can't make money if the child's crying and all of that. So that's what somebody thought process would be, but not necessarily knowing that that's just a whole stage full of pedophiles that
Right.
taking advantage of children.
Yeah.
It's
It's really bad.
disgusting.
It's
Yeah.
and
I mean,
it's
I
not
was
just children though. It's adults. People think like, oh, and the thing is, a lot of people think that the industry is like, oh, if you're a girl, you have it the worst. No, you don't. Men got
mm-mm,
it just as bad. Whatever
mm-hmm,
you gotta do, you gotta do it too. Men
mm-hmm,
included. So that everybody thinks like, oh, if you're a girl, it's worse for you guys. No, it's actually just equally as
mm-hmm.
bad. And men with the men, women with
Right.
the women, or men with the women. Children with adult. Like it's not just children that they go after, but they go after the children more easily because they're more vulnerable.
Mm-hmm,
You know,
mm-hmm,
feel,
mm-hmm.
and that's it's more of like a fetish thing, like I'd say like more of it's like a what is it called when acquired taste? It's like when you reach a certain level of like money status or like fame, like it's like an escargot, like it's like a specialty to be able to have like
Specialty.
it's weird
Yeah, that's weird.
and
Like you said, a
disgusting.
weird little fetish. All right, so moving forward to the next topic. I don't know if you still
No, we are on to, speaking of set, we have Freaky Marco. Is it
You
Freaky
call
Marco?
her she called her Freaky Marco. It was so funny. I'm like, that's why I'm gonna call him next.
I don't like
Freaky
his name.
Marco, Funny Marco, whatever it is with an
Same
S.
thing. Funky
Same
Marco,
thing.
Freaky Marco, Potato Patata.
Let
Freaky
me get the
Marco.
pictures.
Yeah, get the pictures. We got Funny Marco versus Bobbi Althoff. I think that's how you say her last name. Yeah.
So, I guess to get her name back in the limelight because her status quo was failing because her marriage is failing. She went on an interview with Funny Marco as a surprise guest and surprised him with money because everybody was saying, hold on, oops. Everybody was saying that she stole his style. Do you think that Bobby stole freaky slash funny Marco style?
Honestly, I'll be real honest with you. I don't watch neither or, but I did see about the Bobby girl because I was like,
Yeah.
yeah, there it is. I was like, who is this gringa that's all up on my feed? That's what I was just wondering. Like, who's this gringa all up on my feed? And I was just like, what does she do? So industry plant.
So all I know is these interviewing styles and this interviewer, Bobbi, will pop up with her dry sense of humor up and down my Instagram or TikTok feed. And obviously, if something keeps showing up over and over and over, it's like a trend.
Right.
Did I watch it? No. I didn't really care for it. Yeah. I got what Funny Marco was doing with his commentary. So every once in a while, like I see little clips and stuff, I watch it, that I watch the podcast now. So then Bobbi came out of nowhere.
Right.
And it makes it seem like right. And it makes it seem like, oh, which what we read up is that, yes, Funny Marco was her first guest on her show, correct? So that's when she started to see where the money was at and was like, oh, this kind of style, interviewing style, dry sense of humor, like this is where it's at. So let me see how far I get me to be the dumb, girl and dumb blonde, act like I don't know what's going on, and people just find some type of, I don't know, comedy out of it. But apparently, yes, she went.
Funny. It's not funny at all.
You don't think it's funny at all?
At all.
What about Funny Marco? Did you watch his?
No. I'll be honest.
I don't. You doing just like
because that's just just like no.
I watched his and I love the way how they edit the clips and it just makes it so awkward. So yeah, I do be watching the edited clips, but do I go on there and watch the whole full? No. But yeah, she started blowing up, and so I guess to kind of take back her stardom power, she went on Funny Marco's show and say, here's $25,000 for putting me on, basically. Go ahead.
Like threw it on him.
Yeah. Threw it on him. Mm-hmm. And everybody was like, oh, that was clever. That's good marketing. That's a way to reclaim her fame back from all of the everything that's going on. And is she still doing the podcast? I haven't seen it in a while.
No. I don't, it hasn't been on my feed, but now that she threw 25K on his head, yeah, like it's back on the feed again. But I don't see the podcast. I don't see her interviewing anybody, and no one's talking about it. So no, but then again, social media is always like choosy. Yeah, choosy, and it's like we're talking about this today, and then
Jazz want to know why y'all keep doing J-Lo like.
Oh my God, yes, poor J-Lo, dude. I'm serious. I like her. But I don't know if it's the algorithm and why it just keeps popping up, but I just keep seeing all this negative stuff about Jennifer Lopez. I'm like, leave my Boricua alone. But really, people don't like her. And you know what?
Cracking up every time I daggone see somebody. Like that one little clip of J-Lo. She messed up her hand. Was like, I was running wild in the Bronx.
And I'm like,
and people was like, is she really from the Bronx?
Yeah, she's from the Bronx. She's from like White Castle or Castle Hill or something. So
I'm like, what did J-Lo do? Remind me, like.
What does she do? They just say that she is very mean. They just say that she did this. Like she has these rules where she won't work with Virgos. And J-Lo, if you're watching this, I'm a Virgo, but I'm the cool kind. I promise. I'm the August.
Her ex-husband was a Virgo.
Oh, that's why. Okay, because I understand a Virgo man, but a Virgo woman, we cool. We cool. So if we cool. Just saying.
They showed like a clip of them on stage and he was singing and she was just rolling her eyes and people was like, that's a Leo and Virgo combination for you. Like that's probably why she was over it with him.
Well, yeah, Leo and Virgo women and Leo or Virgo Leo don't mix. I dated a Leo before and I was just between Leo and Aries, girl, I cannot, And friends, I'm starting to side eye y'all too.
That's because that's a reflection. Like that's your match. It's hard. Y'all gonna bump heads. I mean, because you're a Virgo too. So
yeah, pure.
And Virgo. You don't need another Earth sign.
No, I don't. I need fire, wind.
Me too. Me too. I'm like, I don't need another water. Both of us cannot be crying.
Y'all gonna be drowning at this point. You
little
know?
spice, a little fun. I need some fire or
Mhm.
air, like you said. I
Yeah,
don't mind like a Earth, like a Capricorn, because they about their business.
me
But
too. I love
I
Capricorns.
love to do a topic talking about astrology. That sounds like that'd be fun. So that'd be
That's your partake for sure. You're really good at that stuff.
yes, I love that's like one of my favorite hobbies. But
Mhm.
I'm like, how did we even get here?
I
Oh,
don't know.
J-Lo.
J Lo, J
Just
Lo,
on the block.
everybody. But this is the thing with J Lo, and I'll leave everybody with this. J Lo is smiling her way to the bank every single time. So as much as you
Mhm.
don't like her, guess what? She doesn't care. She doesn't need you like her. She's already built her brand. She's already built her empire to the point where she is one of the richest Latinas in the world. So she doesn't have to impress anybody or owe anybody anything because she already got to where she has to go. So now she's just chilling, chilling. Seriously.
Um, because this is my girl. So I'm gonna just throw this out there, Beyonce.
Oh
They're
God.
gonna pick on, call out any and everybody. It doesn't matter. It's just fun for the moment. Social media, one person, they believe this person, that person. So as big as Beyonce is, and you think she can't do no wrong, people still got a lot to say about Queen Bee.
Right. I can't say much because I'm not a fan. I'm
I'm a
not
fan.
what is it?
Beehive.
Yeah, I'm not. I mean, she got a couple good songs. I like her back in the day songs, but as her new music, I've never heard of it. Like haven't paid attention.
You don't know anything about the Renaissance album.
Absolutely not.
So you didn't hear Texas Hold'em,
No,
16
every time that comes
carriages.
on, I skip. I don't want to hear it. Honestly, I don't. I felt like leave some room for the pet people of Texas. Let them sing that. Like and she can
She's
sing whatever.
from
I
Texas.
know, but I'm saying leave it for the new country singers. But she is from Texas, yeah. So it made
Mhm,
sense when a lot of people were like, "Oh, why is she singing like a country singer?" I'm like, "Well, she is from Texas, so."
mhm.
But I'm not a fan, so to me, it just didn't intrigue me anywhere. You know.
Heard that. Heard that. Anyways, moving on. Do you want to talk about what?
You want to talk about that lady that we were listening about?
Okay. I heard about this yesterday, and when I seen it in the news, I hurry up and got on social media because I'm like, what the hell is going on in this human psyche at this point? How can somebody make up in their mind?
It's sad.
It's extremely sad.
Yeah.
What? I'm like, is this real? I thought it was like a Lifetime movie skit or something.
It's just it's disgusting. Like the humans are so far removed from human anything. I don't even want to say they're like animals because I don't even think animals don't even do half the stuff humans do on this planet. It's crazy. So if you guys are wondering what she's talking about the lady from Ohio that left her daughter of 16-month-old daughter home for
Amen.
10 days while she went to Puerto Rico and Chicago by herself in a playpen. No food, no water, no nothing. Just left her there to basically unalive herself.
Contact nobody like to watch it. Like I'm not getting it. She
I think
couldn't even attempt.
I think it's what you said earlier. You were saying like she didn't want the kid and she was
I
probably
don't
trying
think
to,
she did.
yeah.
She probably thought she was gonna be with the child's father. And so you know how it is for some men is if we ain't together, it ain't my child, it ain't my responsibilities. So the
Right.
weight does go on the woman, and you can't leave from that responsibility because you're the mom.
Right. Right.
So she probably is on that equal time frame and just didn't give a
No.
nothing.
This is why I emphasize a lot on my TikTok on TikTok and on my life codes when I give them stop. People need to learn to stop asking people and pressuring women or men, but mainly women, to have children. Oh, you're 26,
Amen.
when are you gonna have a kid? You're 30, when are you gonna have a kid? You guys go to the Thanksgiving dinner. When are you gonna have a kid? When are you gonna have a kid? When are you gonna have a kid? Not everybody, just because you have ovaries, just because you have a female reproductive system, doesn't mean that you should be a mother. You know what I mean? And
Maybe people don't have that mother instincts. Like
they
just
they're
because you look like a woman like a woman don't mean you have that mother instincts. I love
Exactly.
my freedom.
Right.
So,
Hence why you don't have,
oh, was
children.
the mother? Do you know?
30 something, I would say. She was
She
like
know
30.
better.
I don't know, maybe like 37, I would believe, or maybe I don't know how old she was, but
I
we
could
can't
find him.
as a society do better and stop forcing people to have children just to have them because their age or because their eggs are drying up or whatever excuse they're constantly giving women on why to reproduce. Not everybody's mentally capable of having kids, you know?
Right.
And so when I run into people, me being a female, I'll have like a neighbor or something like, oh, when are you gonna have kids? And I'm like, when your husband gives me one. Stop asking me stupid questions. You know what I mean? Like, don't worry about it. Why are you worried
You
about
don't
it?
know what to say. Just say, have a great day at this point. Stop asking people. Like, it's just, when they
And
tell you that they expecting, then leave it as that.
right, right. You know what I mean?
Now, you said that the neighbors heard the baby screaming and crying. Did they call the cops?
Nope. They didn't know she was gone. They didn't know she was gone. So they caught her on Ring doorbell. The baby was crying like around 1 o'clock in the morning, and it was like endless
Who
crying
on the Ring doorbell?
on the neighbor's Ring doorbell. You can hear the sound of the baby screaming at the top of her lungs.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So they, I was like, and people didn't like knock and be like, hey, is your baby okay or anything? But that's the thing nowadays too. Like no one, everybody is removed from emotion,
So,
from
yeah.
everything.
Yeah.
It's like
Everybody got a touch of reality. That's what it is. So, probably with the lady doorbell, probably seen the mom come in with the baby, leave with her suitcase packed. Nobody else come to pick up the baby. Leaves for 10 days and come back. And then you said when she came back, she changed the baby clothes. And what
yeah,
happened?
she changed the baby's clothes and to get her out of the soiled clothes that she was in, the soiled diaper. And then called the 911, put on this big show, screaming at the top of her lungs that her daughter is all pale, that she's white, that she's not breathing, she's dead. So the police show, and she changed her clothes though. The police show up, the coroner looks and is like, your daughter was eating her own feces to survive. She had poop on her mouth, on her
Oh,
nails.
wow.
Yes, and she changed her clothes to make it seem like, and then she tells the cops, oh, she was fine last night. Mind you, she wasn't even there last night. She was fine last night. She just wasn't eating all these days, and I thought she was sick. And the coroner's like, her eyes are sunken in to the point of where it's on top of her skull, like her facial skull. Her body is dehydrated to the max. There's no water, there's no food, nothing. Yeah, left her in a
But you
playpen.
didn't think that they was gonna find out?
She thought she had a plan.
Who has a plan? When these people can tell you how long the baby been dead for. So you rather be locked up and then actually take care of your own child.
Right.
So you was like, you know what? I'm about to get rid of this baby in the worst way. Let me go on the biggest vacation that I could ever. And you said she went with a male friend or something?
With a male friend. I don't know if he was already in PR or if she took him or they went together. I don't know. They didn't expose that much, but yeah.
That's insanity to me.
Yeah. It's sad. Pathetic. And that's why I said not everybody could be a mom. Not everybody should be a mom. Not everybody should be an animal parent. I see people with dogs and cats. I'm like, you don't deserve nothing. Get yourself a Tamagotchi. Remember those little toys that you can you want to raise something, raise a Tamagotchi.
Oh my gosh, I had a few of them. Yeah, and you had to make sure that it got water and when it was hungry.
Yeah, and you know what? That's how you know. They should do that in school.
You must have had one.
They must have not had one. Because the ones that had the Tamagotchi and they took care of that damn little digital baby.
Yes. We all have virtual babies.
Or the plant or the Tamagotchi.
You got to start all over again. Oh my gosh, nostalgia. That is so crazy. Okay, so moving forward, we got fan mail. Let's read what came in.
Clapation.
Okay. Huh? What you say?
Clapation. Applause, I was doing the clap.
I gotta go find that. Here we go.
Yes. You're so stupid.
Okay. Jasmine, do you want to read the fan mail?
How about you do it?
Okay.
And yeah.
Fan mail coming in from MH, and they said, "Hi, I left my wife for my therapist. What should I do moving forward?" This is
Well,
interesting.
you give his wife for the therapist. I thought that was
He
like,
left his wife for his therapist.
wow. How long does
Wow,
he?
can't help you there, but
Oh, and why don't he not ask his own therapist? Wouldn't she be able to tell him? Like,
well, I don't. That's sus to me because I'm like, why the therapist want? Oh, okay.
is it her job to heal and
Right. She said, I want to heal in other places. You need to get rid of.
oh yeah. So she was like, as your therapist, you need to leave your wife and be with me.
and come with me. Oh,
Wow.
you're bagging them. You're not
Wow.
even a therapist anymore. You a little dating.
Oh, madam.
Dating at Madam and like probably have a whole plea of I don't know, like why would you leave your wife though? Like I'm pretty sure it's something that you guys could like talk it out, talk it through, maybe go hire a counseling
Well, that's what he was
therapist.
doing. He was hiring a counselor and talking it out and talking it through to his therapist. And his wife, his therapist is like, she what is it called? Hypnotize them. It was like, go under my spell.
Hypnosis, did
Yeah,
spells and everything. That's
yeah,
sad.
that's sad. Well, how long did he say he was with his wife for? Did he say it?
He
Is
did
that
not say. He
he
did
didn't?
not say. Mm-mm.
Um,
Well, wish you guys the best of luck for that part. I don't think it's gonna last. Do
me
you?
neither. Because she's gonna have another customer or patient, whatever, and she won't leave him for now. It's gonna be like
Just need
left
therapist.
my boyfriend for my client. So it's gonna be like back and forth.
What should you do, buddy? It's a little too late because you already left your wife.
Yeah.
So there's nothing that we can help there. But again, like y'all should have seen a therapist, a relationship therapist together
Yeah.
and went to counseling. And then if it don't work out, then figure out what's the next step moving forward. That's
Right.
my advice.
You feel like if you left your wife for the therapist, then you know how it is with men. Men are single until they're not. They're all single. You meet them, oh
Or
yeah, I'm
single. I don't
single.
even think there's until not.
Because they're not, because they're single. And then when you run into them at Target and they got their wife, and you're like, who's that? You know, oh, that's my wife. We're just co-parenting. No, no, they're not single. I always
We just
say,
live together and co-parent.
yeah,
How does that work out?
it's BS. And they'll be like, what do they say? They'll say, oh yeah, I'm with my wife, but we're separating, or I'm with this, and we just live together, but we're not together. Like, use
Basically, you're
that,
lying.
yeah. They're single till they're not. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? So you catch them out there. And then I always say married men and married people, 90% of the relationships, my statistics,
Mm-hmm.
the woman is married, the man is single. And you get what I'm saying? Like they're married together, but in the man's mind, he's single. In the
Single.
woman's mind, she's the married one because they're always like one eye open. Looking to the
Women
side, you know?
loyal and nurturing. Like
Right,
once we in it, not though.
right. Exactly.
Each his own. Any closing out?
I just say, like, for everyone that's watching the show, make sure you guys tune in every Friday. For the most part, we go live to bring you guys new topics. If you have anything that you want us to talk about on our show, we do give good advice. And this situation is kind of tricky, but next time you guys send over a request, make sure you're a little bit more detailed with like the years and give us a little bit of a backstory about what's going on so we can give you guys better tips.
Site, yeah, because we can't help you if you're not sending in more information.
Right. You know, like what am I supposed to do? What can I do with this information that you say you just left your wife? And for the therapist, like what is it what's going on? You know what I mean? We need a little bit more specific details.
Absolutely. I totally agree. Until next time, it's your girl Artisha Sparkle. You can follow me on all the socials. Don't forget, you guys, to comment, like, and subscribe to our channel and Love Talks Podcast. If you have any comments or questions, please send it to us. We are open for open discussions and topics.
Yes. And if you do want to join our podcast, this is something that we're going to start doing from next week and on. If you
Yes.
do want to join our podcast and we feel like you passed the test and you're not a little crazy, you know, so we got to screen y'all because
That's
society.
right.
So, yeah,
And
we're
let
going to
anybody up in here.
not yeah, exactly. So even though we are on camera, we cannot be having no locals on here. So make sure you guys follow me as well, Jasmine Lauren, on all my social media platforms. And we'll see you guys next Friday.
Bye. Until next time. See you guys.
Adios.